Have a listen to this. I was away at the weekend, but I did see this clip online. I was well impressed with it. The one and only Michael Healy Rae. Have a listen.
A message for them. They're terrible important people, because for people to like you, there has to be people that hate you. The late Bernard Collins, a very good friend of mine, he always said this to me. For every person that likes you, there have to be people that hate you in equal measures. But to those people who, and I forget about us now, because we're used to criticism, but this comes back to bullying in school and things like this, and this is a very important message. If there are young people, or anybody, it could be somebody with a physical or any type of maybe difference, we'll call it, to somebody else, and if anybody picks on you, or if people write dirty things about a person on online or the Facebook and making nasty, snide comments and insulting people,
sure.
I have a message for the victims of that. Take no notice of it, and I'll tell you why. If you're so sad that you're at home tonight and you're staring into a computer, and that you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or somebody to go to a dance with, or go out and have a pint, or go out for a walk with the dog or something, and do something sensible, or go working, like there's nothing wrong with working either. And these people who will be up now tonight at 2 and 3 and 4 o'clock explaining to the nation how horrible the Healy Raes are, I have a message for you. Get up tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, go away and do something productive, and don't mind wasting your time staring into miserableness, writing horrible things about people you don't even know.
Michael Healy Rae joins me by phone. Good morning.
Good morning, Neil, and good morning to all your listeners.
Well, fair play to you.
Now, I think.
You know, you're still technically in the morning. We have 12 minutes left of it, unless you guys have moved ahead of us in time over in Kerry.
A time warp across the border.
Come here, you got a great response to that, in fairness to you, didn't you?
Well, I suppose sometimes when you tell the truth, it's nice, and there's a serious side to this. There's exams on at present, Neil, and young people are under different types of pressures, and everybody in the world has different types of issues going on. And the one thing about the advances in technology, it's great that you literally are walking around with a state-of-the-art computer inside your pocket, but it also has disadvantages in that if the Neil Prendeville show has something on today, and something that I don't like, I can write something horrible about it online.
Yeah.
I can be insulting, I can be derogatory, I can say awful things about you or about the people that were on the programme, and I don't have to have my name to the bottom of it. Now, I actually have no problem with a person having fair comment or giving out, but I think you should be able to know, well, it was so-and-so said that. But this thing of these cowards hiding behind these, anonymous names and the way they make up these silly, stupid names for the computer. I just think that's very bad. I like living in the real world. I like it when people are talking to each other, engaging, and fair debate is no problem. If you will bring me on your radio, and if you will tear me asunder, asking me political things and putting me through my paces and everything like that, that's perfectly fair. That's perfectly reasonable. But for these people, and when I say at night time, they do predominantly be out at night. Sort of 9 o'clock until 3 o'clock in the morning is a great time for people who are doing nothing, because they're going to do nothing the following day. So what do? They go on the computer and they go online, and they're abusive, they're insulting.
But does it really not bother you? Is all of that stuff just like water off a duck's back? No?
Absolute. I'm telling you, what I do is I have people the night that I was on the late, literally before I went out, and I obviously won't go too much into it, but I have cases where people send me text messages, horrible stuff, and I was literally getting text messages from a couple of people who are always on my tail, right? And late at night, early in the morning. But these people would not literally get out of your way. If you were standing in front of them and if you needed to get by them, they wouldn't take one step out of your way. They're so useless. So would I take any notice of them? Not in a million years. And I'd actually laugh at it, because I'd say to myself, well, they really don't have much to bother them.
But it must be a great place to be, just not to give a damn. I mean, how many of us can say that these things don't hurt?
Well, can I tell you why it doesn't hurt me? Because when I meet people, Neil, in my political work, very sadly, I meet very awful tough cases of children that are sick, that have to go to Crumlin, and that maybe that their time on this earth is very short. I meet people after accidents, people who need help with disability payments and all this, and you get to hear very sadly the stories that they've had, and the awful tragedies that might befall them. And I'm obviously not going to go into it now, but like even in the last couple of days, I've been dealing with what I would call horrific stuff that would put everything in context.
Yeah.
And like, if you want to know what keeps me level and what keeps me down to earth, and if I think I have a personal problem myself, I always think to myself, for God's sake, you stupid fool, you have no problem in the world, because look at what this other person is going through. And that's why, and he often will say, if Neil comes to me and says, well, my world is because I have this problem or that problem, well, I might very well turn around and say to you, obviously without saying the case, oh, but look, Neil, things could always be worse because this could be your story,
Yeah.
And I've seen what I would call real hardship, real tragedies, real life-changing events, and I've been there to pick up the pieces with the families and work with them and try and help them and assist them at critically, crucially awful, horrible times in their lives. And that would bring you down to earth, and that would make you see sense, and that would make you understand that, my goodness, the fact that somebody, bumped into your car and broke your light, like, that is not a serious problem.
I know.
That is not something to lose your life over,
But
whereas if your child was in between the two cars and got crushed, well, that is an issue.
put things in perspective. I know what you're saying. But the lampooning of, say, for instance, the Healy Raes, that doesn't hurt you. I mean, there was, like, I know that on the Late Show there's a whole new generation of Healy Raes going forward now. I saw the posters for Johnny and for Maura, who were successfully elected onto Kerry County Council. Have you warned them that this comes with the territory?
I needn't warn them at all, because the three, what I call the new Healy Raes, the new generation, they know exactly what's ahead. They're around long enough. They're seasoned in the way that they'll obviously keep learning more and more, but they know now what they're getting into. They know what they're signing up for, what they have signed up for, and yes, there will be. But you must remember then, there are an awful amount of terribly nice people, And like every day that I'm around, I meet lovely people, salt of the earth people that like you'd go away and you'd say, well, wasn't it a privilege to meet that gentleman or that lady, or even young people. You meet young people who are so down to earth and so nice and so ordinary, and they're great fun,
At the end of the day, it's to work on behalf of the people who elect you, isn't it? And that's a bit like Trump, isn't it? Just work for the people who elect you and don't give a damn about anybody else, what they think or say.
Well, you must always be conscious of one thing, though. I'm always of the opinion I'm there to work for the people that voted for me and people that didn't vote for me, because we'll just say, for instance, that in the last election, we'll just say that Neil Prendeville was out, not just again, we'll say not voting for me, but just to say he was on another side completely, and he might be canvassing for somebody else against me. Well, Neil Prendeville may be the very first person that might be to my shoulder and to my back the next time.
Yeah.
Because there's always a next time. So if I think somebody or a group or a family or that house will say didn't support me in the slightest, my job is I'm still elected to help that family. And my goodness, if they come, you wouldn't dare think to yourself, oh, well, no, don't know.
Did he or didn't he vote?
No, you never think. Once the election is over, it's a blank piece of paper and you're starting in the new, because remember, you don't have one vote got for the next time, and you're always only as good as your last day. It's like a restaurant or a pub. You're only as good as the last meal or the last drink, So, like, I'd be very conscious of that. But just coming back to the people, how nice people are. Like, every day, what people should try to do if they can. And I know it's easy to say this, but it's not easy to do it. But it depends on your outlook. Like, I try to see the funny side of things. I try to have a bit of fun if you can, have a laugh if you can, because it's like, it's the simple funny things that happen that would put you laughing, and like it depends on your outlook.
It's just do no harm, really, isn't it?
Exactly, and to try and be positive. And if you meet somebody that's down and out, or if you meet somebody that's in the doldrums, if you can achieve putting a smile on their face, and if you can go away from them having made them laugh, and it can be about anything,
yeah.
But if you're able to do that, Do you know what you were after doing in that minute? You were after doing what I would call a great little bit of a job, because you might be after brightening up that person's day some little bit and cheer him up a little bit.
Well, listen, I'm out of time for now, but you certainly brightened all of ours. So thanks for taking the call, Michael. Cheers, my man. I don't know whether you have any word on what kind of a summer we're going to have weather-wise, do you? No?
I'll put it to this way. Whatever type of weather it is, wet, dry, sunny or what it is, enjoy it anyway. And don't be wish your lives away hoping that next week might be better. Take today by the horn and enjoy it.
Oh, you're talking. Michael Healy Rae.